What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dorian Show, the best finance podcast you could find online. Allegedly. Please like and subscribe. You don't want to miss any of my titillating financial analysis. Sometimes I have my friends on and we talk comedy, and sometimes I eat in front of the camera and put it on YouTube. So you don't want to miss any of that, guys. It's all a great time here on the show. So where do we want to start off? Bitcoin hit $90,000. They just blew past it, and I didn't see this coming. Like, I didn't know this was going to be happening so soon. I thought it was going to take maybe a couple years before it breaks 100,000. It literally went from like 60,000 to 90,000 in like 2 days. And sure, I get it. Like, a lot of people say it's because the Donald became president and they could see that Gary Gensler is about to get fired. And they have all these wild dreams about where crypto is going to go. All the regulations are going to be shot down. But I don't know. I still didn't see 90,000 coming so fast. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought people were poor. I thought we were going to be in a recession. I didn't know we still had so much money that we could drive up the price of Bitcoin from $60,000 to over $90,000. I don't know. Well, clearly I know nothing. I wish I had some. You know what I mean? Like, I do have some Bitcoin, but I don't even have one. If I don't even have one Bitcoin, can I even say I have some Bitcoin? But yeah, dude, I missed out. Could have got back in. Realistically, I could have bought some at like $15,000 a couple years ago, but I missed it. I bought a little bit. I bought like a sliver of a Bitcoin at that price, and I should have just went balls deep on it. Okay, my bad. I'm a big dummy. So where do I think Bitcoin is going to go from here? I don't know. I think at some point it's going to cross $100,000 a coin. I don't know if that's going to happen today. I don't know if it happened next week. A lot of people think it's going to happen by the end of this year. And that could still happen. Like, I've seen crazier stuff, but I don't know. I feel like there's like an opportunity cost, right? Like, Bitcoin could keep going higher, but I'd rather have my money invested in other stuff, which are causing me a lot of money. And I'm losing a lot of money. What I do think about Bitcoin is it's like a very, as much as people say that it's like a inflationary hedge because there's a limited supply, I think the price of Bitcoin is tied to risk on movements, right? I think a lot of people that feel, I don't know if they think Donald Trump or Gary Gensler getting fired is going to, make the markets go crazy. A lot of people think this Republican president is going to turn back regulations on the bank. So a lot of people in the future think it's going to be good times. It's going to be party in the USA. So they're just going to buy all these risky assets. I still see Bitcoin as a risky asset. I think if the market or if we have a recession, one of the first things to get hit hard will be Bitcoin. Like, if stocks go down, Bitcoin will go down, but I think Bitcoin will go down even more than stocks would, because at least stocks, I know how to value something, you know what I mean? Like, I use the PE, I can look at their cash flows. You can see the growth in revenue, and you're like, okay, this company's not going to go away anytime soon. It'll come back when the recession is over. But like, Bitcoin is just digital gold. It doesn't do anything. It's really not worth anything. It's only worth as much as what the next person is willing to pay for it. There's no intrinsic value. And a lot of people might disagree with that, but I don't know. I've been wrong before, dude. Maybe it's going to hit like $500,000 a coin next year, and I'll look like a dummy. I'll have egg on my face. But I don't know. That's just what I think. If Bitcoin crashes more, am I going to buy more? Yeah, obviously I should have bought way more before. I wish I had more. I wish I had 10 coins. I wish I was the Queen of England. But alas, I don't have any of that. But yeah, it is super cold in LA for some reason. That's why I'm dressed in red and yellow, which is also the color of China. I know, and also China's the country that's really destroying my stock right now, Alibaba. But we'll talk about Alibaba in a second, okay? Let's talk about the most important asset in my heart and in my portfolio right now, which is uranium. Now, I haven't sold any of my uranium positions, but I am up overall. But I'm taking a beating this week, guys. You know, this is the lesson I've learned, and I can't help myself. I feel like this is probably like what an addict feels like. I mean, maybe I'm a food addict. I don't know, allegedly. But the smarter I think I am about something, the worse I do in the financial markets. And I think a lot of people feel the same way about this. You know what I mean? Like when I first heard about the uranium play, I was like, okay, I know what to do. I'm just gonna buy stuff that's safe. I'll buy the largest Western producer in Cameco. They're not going to get hammered hard, and if there's upside, they're going to go up. And they might not get 100 times the current stock price, but maybe they'll double, maybe they'll triple. But deep down, I was like, dude, that's peasant thinking. Don't do that. Why would you want to double your money? That doesn't change your life. When you can make 100 times. And that's where I messed up. Like I did buy Cameco. I also bought Sprott Uranium Physical Trust, which a trust that kind of follows the price of uranium per pound. So those two have been doing well, but then in the beginning, I bought those two. And then when the prices of the stock was going up, I was starting to trying to get cute. I'd be like, hey, maybe I should put a little bit of money on some of these junior miners. You know what I mean? They're kind of cheap. They're all basically penny stocks traded on OTC in the US. And then to myself, I was like, you know what? I'll put a couple $1,000s each on these. And then if I lose, whatever, like it's not too much money. But if they hit it big, I'll be super rich and I'll feel great when I 100 times my money. But the thing is, what people didn't tell me was what was little to me at the time really wasn't a small amount. It was actually a significant amount. Typically people, when like a hedge fund manager takes a bet on a position, they only put 2% of their net worth. Not me. I put like close to 5%, I think. More than 5%. Probably like 8% of my net worth on 3 companies where I'm just betting like crazy that'll go up. And these 3 are Paladin, Deep Yellow, and Peninsula Energy. And guess what happened this week? Paladin came out and said they were going to lower their guidance of how much uranium they're going to have. They cut it by 1 million pounds in the next year. And it's not like a million. They're not like producing like a 20 million pounds and they're going to miss by 1 million. They were going to produce like 3 million pounds and they're going to miss 1 million pounds, which is a 33% cut on their production. And same thing for Peninsula. What did Peninsula say? Peninsula says they were going to produce up to 900,000 pounds in 2025, and they cut that down to 600,000 pounds. That's almost 50% of production correction. So obviously these two companies got hammered. In just a couple of days, they both lost 30% of their stock price. And it felt a lot of money. It felt like a lot of money when I'm down on a position. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it is a lot of money. Like I'm down like thousands and thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? Like not like tens and twenties of thousands of dollars, but like thousands and thousands of dollars, which for some of you could be measly, but for me, that's a lot of money. And here's the part that sucks the most, right? Because when they came out with the news that they're going to produce less uranium, like that's bad for them, because if they contracted a lot of their uranium out already, they're going to have to go buy in the spot market for a higher price, right? If they could produce a pound of uranium for like $40 and then they're selling it to whoever, utility, for like $60, that's good. They're making money. But what if they contracted out at $60 and they couldn't produce their pounds? That means they have to buy uranium from the market. And the uranium could be like $80, $100. It doesn't matter. So it could really like harm them. You know what I mean? If the price spikes up. And because of that, obviously Peninsula and Paladin got crushed, you know? And it made sense. But at the same time, because of that, Cameco went up, Sprott Uranium Trust went up, because people still think there's like a deficit in uranium in the market right now. And if someone says they can't produce enough uranium, like that's just good news for all the other players, right? And the biggest player out there next to Kazatomprom is Cameco. So that's good news for them that the other companies are getting crushed. So they went up a little bit, while the other ones got crushed by a lot. And then the price of uranium went up because they're like, there's going to be fewer pounds in the market next year. So the market price of uranium went up a little bit, which is good, I guess. But if I only held Cameco and Sprott, I would be a lot happier than owning those three other losers too. You know what I mean? Because I'm losing a lot of money than what I'm gaining. You know what I'm saying? So that's I don't know. I don't know what the lesson is. I clearly didn't learn, because you know what I did? I bought the dip on the Peninsula and Paladin. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, dude, this is, if I'm correct that they are gonna do well, like I could just buy at a discount. But also on the flip side, I might just be dumping more money into a pile of flames. And I hope I'm right, and I'm never right. But here's what I'm thinking, right? Paladin and Peninsula, they already have a history of being able to produce pounds, so they are worth something. They're not worth zero. I just hope they don't bankrupt before someone like offers to buy them out or something. But I don't know if they're going to get bankrupt. I don't think so. More good news came out about the uranium market. Russia just said they're going to ban all exports of uranium to the United States. And the market liked it, you know. Stocks went up a little bit. I mean, the U.S. was already banning imports already, but they let people have, vouchers to keep buying uranium if they need it, which is kind of dumb. It's like, yeah, we're gonna ban it, but like not really. If you need it, you can still buy it. But now Russia's like, no, we're not gonna let you export. But I think they have some exceptions too. It's kind of weird when like two major powers in the world are trying to like strong arm each other. You know what I mean? They're like, "Wah," but you know, not really, dude. Let's keep being friends. So I don't know. I don't know if uranium is gonna pop soon. I think it will. I don't know. I've been in this position for 2 years, and I've made okay money, good money, but I haven't made life-changing money. Which initially, that's what I thought. I thought Cameco was going to 5x by now, but I think it maybe doubled, tripled at the lowest price I got it, but I kept buying it on the way up. So the earnings aren't that great yet, but I still have hopes of making FU money. So yeah, I mean, I also should have just bought Bitcoin with that money instead of uranium. I would have made way more money. Or if I bought Nvidia at that time, I would have made way more money. But because I'm dumb, okay? I'm dumb and I don't know anything. So I'm hitching my cable to the uranium train, and hopefully I don't get bit in the ass. That's all I'm saying. That's enough about uranium. Gold is coming down. People are really excited about that, but guess what, dude? Trump's in office, baby, we care about fake gold, Bitcoin. A little good news coming out of Disney. Streaming numbers are better. Growth of their subscribers are going higher. They're making more revenue on it. They're starting to crack down on password sharing. And they're cutting back on spending on their content. They're not making as many shows. As many movies, and they're back. I mean, allegedly, they said they're back to making quality over quantity, which shouldn't they be doing that in the first place? Like, it's kind of crazy where someone's like, no, we're just in it for quantity. It doesn't matter the quality. I do got to say, a lot of this stuff coming out of Disney really sucks. Like, basically all their shows on Star Wars was trash. And I'm including The Mandalorian. Like, The Mandalorian is so boring, but a lot of people are like, oh, look at me, Yoda. Dude, it's trash. And I don't even care if it's trash, actually. Like, I own the stock. The only thing I care about is other people liking it. So the more people like it, the more people watch it. And that seems to be the story these days. I also think it's funny, a lot of people online making secondary content, derivative content on content that already exists. Like people that review movies or shows. Like, a lot of people are just dunking on Disney for the past couple years because they're like, oh, the shows are too woke, the movies are too woke, go broke, people will hate it. But it backfired, like the newest show, Agatha, which is based off of Scarlet Witch, just character about witches, I guess. I don't know, dude. But yeah, people are saying, oh, who is this for? It's just for middle-aged women. They're going to be woke, blah, blah, blah. And surprisingly, this show's pretty good. I mean, I liked it, and the reviews are good online. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if something's woke or not. It just needs to be a good story. And if you guys make a good story and enough people like it, then you'll get paid for it, and that's what Disney has done. They're obviously their biggest movie. I think Inside Out came out. I'm not the target audience for that movie, but that did really well. Deadpool and Wolverine did really well. So yeah, I think they're going to be fine as a company. Because honestly, Netflix has a lot of stuff, but if you just have Netflix, do you feel like it's enough content? Probably not. Like, everybody needs something else, right? Everybody has Amazon. No one really even cares about Amazon Prime's content. You know what I mean? So I think everybody else needs one extra thing. May it be HBO or Disney. And if you have kids, like, for sure you're going to get Disney. Disney just has so much content on it. A lot of IP that people love, like X-Men, Marvel, Star Wars, etc., etc. It's I think they're going to be fine. And the only dark spot on their earnings was international parks, and parks in the U.S. have picked up again, which is good. But in China, parks is losing money. In Paris, losing money. They say the Paris attendance went down because of the Olympics, which makes sense. But China's in a bad place right now, guys, and it's basically, if the economy of China doesn't pick up, the Chinese Disney is not gonna do well. And I actually also read a story that a lot of Westerners stopped going to China because, I don't know, they're beefing with the Western world. And these people have money. And a lot of times, if people go to China and there's a Disneyland there, people are fanatics about Disney. They would go to Disney. So if the tension between China and the U.S. and the rest of Europe chills out, then you'll get more people going to China and visit China, and they'll be like, oh, there's a Disneyland here. Let's go to Disney and spend a bunch of money because we're idiots. All right, let's jump to Alibaba. Speaking of China crushing me, dude, I'm losing so much money in Alibaba right now. their economy is just down. I know people say Chinese economy is coming back, but like the numbers say, like Alibaba's Tmall and Taobao, they're the peer to peer service and peer to business service they have in China is just revenues and earnings have been going down. So how could the economy be back if they're making less money? You know what I mean? And less revenue. And this is not a good sign because the Chinese economy is Alibaba's bread and butter. And if I think in the long term, Alibaba is going to be fine. Like even if this is not the bottom of the Chinese economy, even if they get hammered, they're going to come back. Like the Chinese economy is just too big. It's the second largest economy. They have the second largest population in the world. More than half the people are still living in poverty. So the country just wants to bring people out of poverty. So as long as there's a lot of people wanting to get out of poverty, like the economy is going to grow. So even if it goes down worse, the economy going down worse, it's not going to last forever, in my opinion. And of course, I could be wrong. Maybe China would be disappeared, and I hope not, because that's where my ancestors are from. But yeah, I mean, the biggest worry for me is Alibaba getting delisted from the U.S. Like, if that happens, I don't know what happens to my money. I don't know if I'm going to get my money back if it just goes to zero. And this is a realistic concern because the last time the Donald was president, 2016, a bunch of Chinese companies were getting delisted left and right. They left Alibaba alone, but I think it's because they weren't like spies, you know what I mean, for the Chinese government. But I don't know. A lot of crazy stuff could happen if the U.S. throws more tariffs on China. I don't know how that would affect the stock price. I'm sure it will, you know what I mean, because everything's connected, even though they don't make a whole lot of money from the U.S. But if tariffs are slapped onto China, it's going to affect other industries. And if other industries go down, people are going to make less money. They're going to spend less money in Alibaba. It's just a cycle downward, which I guess I'm okay with, you know what I mean? Like Alibaba, I'm willing to take the risk too. I'm probably not going to buy any until it hits probably less than $60 a share. Then I'm going to go balls deep. I'm going to go a lot. I'm going to go strong in Alibaba. I'm thinking it will rebound and I can make 2-3 times my money, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe by like 2025, I'll be dead broke. And, I won't even have this couch. I'll be sitting on the floor because I'm so poor. But I think Alibaba's fine in the long run. I'll buy more if it gets hammered big. It is the biggest cloud company out there in China, Asia. They have the best AI out there in China, Asia. I don't know how much that matters. I don't know if all these other countries are going to start buying AI from the U.S. I don't know. But I know China's a lot. They're really focused on investing in their own products, their own technology, their own AI, their own cloud business. So I think that'll be fine. I don't know. I hope we'll be fine. I hope I'll be rich. Do you guys want to know I'm rich when production value goes up here and I have like a co-host and we just talk stocks all day, baby? That's what I want. I think I'm gonna end it here today. It's been 20-ish minutes. I'm going to get off this, edit this, and I'm going to eat a steak on camera. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. Peace out.